There is a new Predator movie dropping on Hulu in America and Disney Plus Hotstar here in Malaysia. It is an animated feature and it's called Predator Killer of Killers. This one is co-directed by the director of Prey, Dan Trachtenberg, and it tells a sort of anthology story, kind of like in the way Pulp Fiction is an anthology. It's got 3 separate stories that kind of tie up together in the end to form a much bigger story. And so the story is that the greatest hunters, fighters in the world throughout history are being tracked down by a series of predators. So the first story takes place in the Viking era. And then the second story takes place in feudal Japan with ninjas and samurais. And the third story takes place during World War II with a bunch of fighter pilots. And all of them are self-contained Predator shorts. And then the fourth act, let's call it the fourth act of the movie, kind of ties everything up and merges it together to give you a very cool Predator story while building out the mythology and universe of Predator. I know it's a weird thing to say, because there have been plenty of Predator movies, but very few big screen adaptations have actually built out the mythology of this character or this universe. So, a quick recap, Bahir. There was Predator, then Predator 2, then Predators, which came out decades later, then The Predator, then Prey, and now you have Predator Killer of Killers, and then releasing in cinemas later this year is Predator Badlands. There was also Alien vs. Predator, Aliens vs. Predator Requiem, and there were also short films, Predator vs. the Colonial Marines, and in 2018, the Predator Holiday Special.
Really? Sorry,
Yes.
excuse me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I did not know that last one.
I remember watching it in a special features on a Blu-ray, I want to say for the Shane Black Predator movie.
Right.
I like the Predator franchise because it doesn't take itself too seriously. And I mean not taking itself too seriously because Predator has crossed over, especially in the comic books, with everyone. Archie and gang have fought the Predator. Judge Dredd has fought the Predator. Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Justice League of America, Tarzan, Magnus Robot Fighter has fought the Predator.
Okay.
And so I like that 20th Century has been a little loosey-goosey with where they send the Predator because it's made for a lot of fun stories.
Right.
So the comics have been great in that sense because they've just really been a lot of fun. And in the comic books, the universe and the mythology of the Predator has really been built out. The movies have been a real mixed bag. I mean, apart from the first one, most of them, they're not terrible. Like, they're not the worst movies of all time, but they just fall short of your expectation of what you want from a Predator movie, especially if you've seen that damn Arnie movie, which was so good. Enter Dan Trachtenberg and Prey, which was a Hulu release, I think, just after the pandemic. I'm still annoyed it wasn't a cinema release, but he managed to capture the spirit of what that first movie was and delivered, in my opinion, the greatest Predator movie since the original. He's back now with this animated feature and Predator Badlands, which, from the trailer, looks like it takes place on the Predator homeworld, wherever that is. And this Killer of Killers takes place, I think, in between the two movies. I'm not sure exactly what the timeline is, but it's filler content to get you excited for Predator Badlands. And boy, is it fucking good.
It is so fucking good. I mean, it almost feels like Dan Trachtenberg was paying attention to Twitter and Instagram post Prey, right? Because everybody was joking about how they want to see a series of films where the Predator sort of comes down to Earth at different time points in human civilization. The Vikings fight the samurais, fight maybe with some Americans. And I think he did the right thing by not trying to make it one. Like, I still think a Predator arriving in feudal Japan and having to fight a disgraced samurai slash Ronin would be fucking fantastic. However, I think this is a great sort of way to get re-excited for the Predator franchise again. I agree with you. I think Prey was fantastic in how it treated both its protagonist and antagonist. It wasn't just watch military American guys with 37 different fucking guns and 12 grenades try and survive the Predator, which is just boring. Like, it was fine in the 80s. Arnie did it. That was great. But like, I kind of want something else. And I think Prey gave me something else. And Killer of Killers definitely gave me something else. And I'm loving it.
And we'll talk about the animation in a second, because the animation is absolutely stunning. But for me, why this works so well is Dan Trachtenberg captures the tension and the horror of what makes a Predator movie, because here is this hunter who is stalking his prey. He doesn't just come right out and attack his prey. He is watching, he is observing, he is making sure he knows everything he needs to before he can show himself, because obviously he's invisible, before he can show himself and then kill the alpha. He's also looking for the alpha, right? He's like scouring all of these human beings and going, yep, that's the guy, that's the challenge. And because of that, you're genuinely afraid for the protagonist in each of these stories. Like, there is a fear, there is a tension, because there is this invisible beast that is stalking you. And even in the feudal Japan one, when he is chasing the ninja slash samurai across the rooftops of feudal Japan, I am terrified for him. I am like, oh my god, it was so close. I'm flinching. I'm at the edge of my seat. And it was the same with the Viking one. It was the same with the fighter pilot one. And all of them introduced really fucking cool set pieces and sequences that we've never seen before with regards to a Predator movie.
It also feels like each of the short are only the best bits of a Predator movie, right? It is the end of Act 1 into Act 2 battle. You know, you don't have to worry about the hero getting knocked down and getting back up again for that big Act 3 fight. None of that shit, right? This is just gonzo Predator film, and I love it. I completely agree with you with regards to feeling for our heroes, our three different heroes in the three different timelines. But I thought also there was something that was quite interesting in that Dan Trachtenberg reminds us that at this point of the film, of the three different films, humanity doesn't know the Predator. Because after the first Predator, there's always been this, oh, we heard of stories, oh, we know of this. So there's been an inkling of what this thing is. But I remember that first shot of Predator Killer of Killers is the Predator, or rather, we're looking down on this group of Vikings, and then you see that shimmer, transparency, invisibility cloaking device thing you've got. And I had a shiver down my back because I'm like, oh shit, this is what I'm watching. That's right, this is a Predator movie. These guys don't know what they're going to face in a few minutes. And I love that. I love the way they did it a couple times where the Predator sort of just appears. He drops his, in air quote, drops his cloaking device and he just sort of appears out of nowhere. And there were three samurai guys pissing themselves because this thing just showed up. I love that Dan Trachtenberg doesn't treat the Predator arriving as just another monster, because in feudal Japan, they've never seen monsters. In ancient Viking setting, they've not seen an invisibility cloak or a sound cannon, right? Like, for me, all of that really worked and really sort of got me off my seat.
And then the set pieces, man. Like, the animation is amazing. We spoke to Dan Trachtenberg and he spoke about the technique, the animation technique they were employing with this. And they said it was going back to the roots of how animation started, which is why when you watch this, you see a real texture jitter to what was going on screen. And he mentioned that it's the same technique that they're using with the Spider-Verse movies. And so the animation is flawless. It looks amazing. And then utilizing that animation in the way that they've shot this thing. There isn't another word other than cinematography that I can use to describe what is going on. But the cinematography of the set pieces in the Viking one, there is an incredible fight sequence outside a castle, a fortress, and then inside one, and then on an ice floe, like a frozen over lake. Holy shit. Like all of that is just hyperkinetic and really cool.
I was editing the video and I was looking through the trailers and something kicked up on me. The Predator's blood is, stupid to say, but alien. Even in the animation, it looks alien. The green doesn't look natural. It is, strangely enough, the Hulu green, right? It's not a natural colored green.
It's luminescent. It's like neon.
Yeah, and like I remember seeing the first Predator and seeing that blood just going, holy shit, that's not of Earth. And I think the animation was able to use that, right? The air quotes blood of the Predator feels out of place even in this animation. And I think all of that just really works. I don't know what else to say because like everything about this was fucking fantastic.
It was. And for me, I think what I really like about the personification of the Predator is he isn't this unbeatable foe, because the Predator 2 is on a hunt or being challenged in some way, because every time they come to Earth, they need to prove themselves or overcome the odds. And so therefore, it isn't out of the realm of possibility that a human being can take on this monstrous creature with tech that far surpasses anything we have. And I think that adds a layer of grit and groundedness to it. Alien is different. Alien feels like an unbeatable foe. Like even when you beat it, the acid in the blood will fucking kill you. It's just too overwhelming. And I think the Predator makes it a little more realistic in that sense. I mean, as realistic as a space alien coming down to Earth and killing people while being invisible can be. But you get what I'm trying to say. For me, what was the icing on the cake, and we won't spoil anything, is that fourth act where they finally build out the mythology of the Predator, because I think it's just such a clever way of doing it. It isn't too much exposition. It doesn't give away anything, because the mystery of the Predator has always been one of the coolest things about the franchise. And what this does is actually just delve just a little bit deeper into these creatures' motivations. And at the end of it all, there is a mid-credits tag. At the end of it all, it adds just a little bit of mystery as to what is potentially coming next in Predator Badlands. And that was truly the icing on the cake, because it made me excited for the movie now, or it made me excited for everything that is coming after this.
It's fun to think that this isn't just a monster that's come down to beat humans, that there is reasoning behind it. There is more to it than just a lower P predator coming over to kill humans. And I like that. The same way I like what potentially Noah Hawley is going to be doing with Alien Earth, in that it's not just a spaceship bumping into aliens and then getting murdered. There's going to be more than this. This isn't just going to be 24 fucking movies of predators showing up, killing the next hot Hollywood star, right? I think that there being a logic behind it makes it interesting.
Predator, Killer of Killers is now streaming on Disney Plus Hotstar. Watch it if you haven't already. It is absolutely fantastic and will get you so excited for Predator Badlands when it releases later this year. If you have seen Killer of Killers, let us know what you think. We're on Instagram on @GogglerMY. You can also email us on podcast@goggler.my, or send us a WhatsApp on the Goggler hotline 012-524-5208.
I want all the toys.
All the toys, especially the Predator in the spaceship. He looked fucking badass.
I want all the Predator Killer of Killers toys. Like, I love that the Predator, there's 3 different designs. They're not even the same identical Predator, right? It's different. I wouldn't call them variations, but they're some guys are bigger, some guys are leaner, some guys are smaller. I love it. I want all the toys.
All the toys. All the toys. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Goggler Podcast.